Good morning. We, the affirmative, hold the stance that priority seats should be abolished. There are a number of reasons to substantiate our stance. But first of all, let's define public transportation and priority seats. According to Article 8 of Regulations on Barrier-Free Facility Installation of Public Transportations, public transportations are those which people can't receive a specific seat after paying. Priority seats are the seats specifically established for people in need that are separated from other seats. Now here's a problem. How do we know which seats are priority seats? In Taipei, governments make the priority seats different color. They're colored in red on the bus and dark blue on the MRT, both of which are obviously different from that of common seats. One of the reasons that we should abolish priority seats is that it causes discrimination. People tend to think someone who sits on a priority seat might be old or handicapped, making people sitting there uncomfortable. That's why many people aren't willing to sit on it, or are afraid to ask for priority seats. In this situation, even people in need will prefer sitting on a common seat, which lessens the efficiency of priority seats. Another reason is that priority seats may cause conflicts. Because of the discrimination, people in need aren't willing to sit on priority seats, preferring common seats instead. Some feel embarrassed to ask for seats. Some elders think they aren't old enough to ask for priority seats, and think sitting on a priority seat is shameful. In a study, 53% of people have the experience of needing a seat on the bus, and 62% of people on the MRT are too afraid to ask. Also, lots of young people think sitting on priority seat is a social risk. They fear that if they accidentally ignored the people in need, they'd be in big trouble. So it's a straining social problem. People aren't willing to sit on priority seats. However, at peak time, it might be crowded on public transportation, but no one sitting on priority seats. This will increase the risk of accidents that may happen when they're standing, not to mention the crowded of public transportation space. Even though the current priority seats were established out of kindness, they have caused a lot of misunderstanding and conflicts. Priority seats should be a reminder for the public to yield seats to the needy, not an excuse to avoid the responsibility and ignore the needy. In recent incidents, there are even individuals who scold others for occupying seats, but would not yield their own, simply because they didn't sit on the priority seat. These are obvious abuse of the seats and must be dealt with. Therefore, we propose to abolish priority seat and implement additional policies. First, a system was already established where a different sound will be emitted when certain cars are detected by the payment devices on buses. However, this is currently exclusive for certain types of cards. We wish to extend this to all easy cards available by introducing a new object into the program, so that any easy card can be upgraded to perform similar function of the special cards. These upgrades will be available at clinics and hospitals and will only be assigned by doctors. The upgrade will be accompanied by a serial number guaranteed by the system, which will be used for the MRT part. And my fellow debater will elaborate it further. And now stand ready for cross-examination.
Second attempt cross-examination, first affirmative. 2 minutes.
Good morning.
Morning. Could you explain further, elaborate how priority seats causes people to be uncomfortable?
Because people sitting on priority seats, they might think people will view them as old or handicapped. And
now, you said that 62% of people on the MRT are too afraid of sitting on these priority seats. How do you aim to address that?
I did say that they are afraid to ask for a seat if they are in need.
Correct. And how do you aim to address that?
These are evidence. This is 53% on the bus, and 62% on MRT.
Yes, but how do you aim to address that problem?
How do we aim to address that problem? Okay. We did, later my fellow debater will give another plan on the MRT.
Okay, thank you. Could you explain how priority seats are an excuse to ignore giving the seats to other people, offering the seats?
Because they are not sitting on priority seats, and they think it's the responsibility for the ones sitting on priority seats to give up their seats, because they're not sitting on priority seats.
Thank you. Do you realize the fact that when you say that since they're not sitting on the priority seats and it's the responsibility of others who are on the priority seats to give the seats, while most of the time the seats are empty and those people who are in need actually have them?
So I would say that we are going to abolish priority seats and make every seat a given seat to those who need.
Then do you realize the fact that since people on normal seats don't offer their seats to other people, if you ban these priority seats, nobody would offer them?
No, so we will give another plan later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President Nixon calls for a public speech. 4 minutes.
Okay. Good morning, honorable judges, fellow debaters, and most esteemed guests. So first of all, I'm going to restate the definition of priority seats. So according to the Ministry of Education's online Chinese dictionary, there's priority seats located close to the entrance on buses or metro where you serve older people, the infirm, women, children, and disabled people. So the goal of these priority seats is to allow those who are disabled to have a place to sit down to ensure their security and safety. Each person has the basic human rights of security and safety, even in public, and people who are not disabled do not need further handicaps, but people who are disabled don't have a choice. And it is up for the society to help them feel safer in the community. It is indeed about moving outside one's close social circles and showing love and concern for everyone and not only oneself, one's family and friends. So the advantages of the status quo, I will explain them. It ensures the elderly and the disabled to have a definite area of seating so as to provide physical, mental, or social relief. And it also raises awareness of offering seats to others and being a compassionate global citizen. Also, it allows a reliable source of safety from the possible danger of standing on the MRT while handicapped. So priority seats motivate people to offer seats to people with special needs. Taking the initiative to give seats to them can prevent them from accidents when traveling on public transport. According to the press release of the Kowloon Motor Bus in 2011, priority seats are designed to provide people with a special need and enjoyable, with a safe and enjoyable journey. Such passengers, including the elderly and people with mobility obstacles, may face special inconvenience and difficulties during traveling. Priority seats also encourages individuals to bear the social responsibility of caring for others in need. Okay, so without the priority seats, the elderly and disabled would suffer. Since there are no previous statistics on the fact that people will be willing to give up their seats, we can only assume that citizens will be less likely to give up their seats. Okay, so priority seats have been working effectively in Taiwan as long as 25 years. A sudden change might cause further political havoc in Taiwan since, according to many news stations such as TVBS and the Taipei Times, President Tsai has brought up many issues of Taiwan and caused great disagreement. Bringing another rather insignificant one up would cause more unnecessary havoc. So your plan also needs to change the attitude of the Taiwanese people. It's not really like you can just change some things and just magically everyone's attitude to the disabled people would just change. Just saying. Okay, so Cho Wei-Hang, an assistant professor at Fujian Catholic University, argues that the conflicts that have emerged over the issue are due to different moral standards and have little to do with the priority seats themselves. Abolishing priority seats would only cause further conflict if people do not change their core morality. Therefore, making any changes to the status quo would not benefit the society in any way. Thank you.
First affirmative, cross-examination, first negative. 2 minutes.
Good morning. Okay, first of all, you said that you have some evidence about news, like TVBS or Taiwanese. Do you have the evidence? Okay, and another question is that do you think these news are reliable?
Yes, I think these news could be reliable since they are kind of the major thing in Taiwan.
Okay, thank you. And you said that do you aware invisible needs? Do you know that? Do you know invisible needs?
Invisible needs?
Like disabled. Can you make sure that people sitting on priority? Sorry. Do you know that there are a lot of priority seats empty now on the bus or MRT anywhere?
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, and you said that when people give up their seats, it will cause less car accident. Do you say that?
Yes, it will.
Okay, so there are a lot of priority seats empty. Then how can you make sure that it will make less car accidents? Everyone's standing.
Yes, but if everyone's standing, but someone needs to sit down, then they'll just have to sit down and they won't get knocked.
But you didn't say that you can guarantee everyone sitting on priority seat if they need. And okay, thank you. And another question is that you said there's an expert's opinion. Do you think he's really an expert about priority seats or about these things? Do you think it's reliable?
I think he may be an expert
Okay.
on
Do you have any evidence? Okay, and you said that priority seats are okay. Thank you.
Second affirmative, constructive speech. 4 minutes.
Honorable judges and esteemed opponents, we the affirmative contend that the Taiwanese government should abolish the priority seats. First, I'll do some rebuttal. They said that some professor is an expert at this field. However, they are not aware that an expert's opinion is only the lowest level of credibility of an evidence. You have to do surveys, multiple research to check that it is true, not just an expert saying something. Even your Einstein, you still have to have your research, you have to have the evidence. Okay, so moving on to my part, we'll talk about how we'll solve the problems on the MRT. First, we'll develop an additional system for the MRT. The serial number that he said will be given when applied for the upgrades will be used to activate an app. The activated app sends an encrypted signal through the phone. And sensors responsible for detecting the signals will be installed throughout the platform. And these sensors can use dynamic triangular location method to locate all the devices online. And by that, we'll know that how many people are in need. And with the location, we can also notify the specific car how many seats will be needed. And therefore, there will be additional broadcasts on the MRT. And at first, we'll also hire volunteers or social workers to remind people to give their seats just as they now do on Blue Line, which has been proven to work effectively. The whole system will also be connected to cloud. And the coordinates and movements of individuals will be recorded anonymously, so it does not offend the privacy. And if we collect enough data, an approximation of public behavior can be accomplished. And the government will be able to establish more effective policies. And that's because they understand what the public needs and how the public behaves. So they know how the correct reaction to the public. And we estimate a 2 million budget for all devices, installations, employees, and miscellaneous. Our plan will increase the usage of seats because there are no priority seats, so that people can sit on all the seats instead of being afraid of sitting on the priority seats that exist. Also, our policy does not enforce every individual to participate, so the upgrades will be only applied if they agree to our terms so that we don't violate their privacy. Besides, without priority seats, conflict over them will be completely eliminated. Our policy aims for the future benefits for other policies, so we believe that justifies our own budget. I now stand ready for cross-examination.
First negative, cross-examination, second affirmative. 2 minutes.
Okay. This policy seems really fresh and really new with the new technologies given. How would this work?
Oh, I've stated in my plan. So by using all the sensors, you can choose 3 sensors as the secondary sensor, and there will be a main sensor. So by using dynamic triangular location method, you can calculate the time to signal sent to the 3 sensors, and you can calculate the time difference. So that you can use like GPS stuff that's already being used. You can estimate by like a light cone, you can estimate where the people is at the location, so that you can estimate where they're waiting for like the car. Oh yeah.
What if the technology fails?
Well, it won't fail. Your GPS does not fail. Like it's been used. It's like in space and.
I mean, but what if someone Thank you. But what if someone hacks into the system, hacks into the cloud?
Hacks into the cloud? Well, we have experts to do that, and we will hire a team that will be in our miscellaneous employees and installation budgets. We have a team for that.
Okay, so what if they don't want to install that app? What will they do?
What do you mean by that?
Like what would they do if they don't have this app?
They install it.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't want to install it. So what will they do?
Why wouldn't they want to install it? Okay, so if they don't, then they don't agree to our terms, which is stated. So we don't force them to do that.
But what will they do? They'll have like a hard time doing things on Metro.
We believe that installing an app is not very detrimental.
Okay, thank you. Awesome.
Second negative, cultural please. 4 minutes.
Honorable judges, fellow debaters, and most esteemed guests, good morning. Now, the negative side would like to further address the advantage of the status quo again and show that the plan that the affirmative proposed doesn't help with anything and only does what the status quo already does. Now, the advantages of the status quo is that it ensures the elderly and disabled have a definite area of seating to provide physical and mental social relief. It raises awareness of offering seats, and it allows for a reliable source of safety. Now, this is exactly what the affirmative's policy does, and nothing more, just more complicated and more funding. Firstly, they ensure that the elderly